Okay, so let's talk about some free lead magnet ideas and what you can do in order to get people from just being a viewer of your video to actually taking that next step and giving you their name and their email. And what that looks like in today's age is providing them with a high quality piece of information via video. You're not going to get away with being able to go to ChatGPT and create some checklist, make it look pretty in Canva, and then expect that you're going to get a good lead from that, right? Will you get a lead? Probably, but all leads are not created equally. You're building a farm business and you want to attract people who are serious about whatever it is that they're, looking into. So let's just say, for instance, that you have goats and you're trying to figure out what kind of a lead magnet you can create for that. Well, what I would do is I would go outside to the barn where the goats are with my phone, and I would video my goats showing someone who is interested in raising goats what they need to be on the lookout for. So I would go and I would do a video on, okay, you see her eye quality, or you see this, how her back is shaped, or look at her feet, or whatever you need to look at when you're in that process of making a decision to go buy goats, things that need to be looked at in order that you don't get stuck with some sickly goats. That's kind of how I would approach that content and that free lead magnet. Another way to do it is to go onto YouTube and search for what people would be searching for who are looking at getting into goats. Everything you need to know before you buy your first pair of goats, or what I wish I would have known before I got my first goat. Look at a couple of those videos. See where people are not going deep enough and use that gap to create your free lead magnet. Again, you're not doing a checklist. You're not doing an ebook. Ain't nobody gonna read your ebook, okay? You're gonna go deeper. You're gonna provide a higher level of value to your viewer by giving this content like a deep dive into what they really, really need to know before they get goats. And it's gonna be free. And what's gonna happen is, yes, that person could be a freeple. That person could be somebody who just wants free stuff and will never buy from you. But there are going to be those people who give you their name and their email who are going to very much appreciate the fact that you took the time to go and do video footage showing them step by step what they needed to look out for. And here's the other thing. You're not going to do these big, long, drawn out 20-minute videos. You're going to do 3 to 5 minute videos at a time. You're going to try your best to make sure that they can hear you good, right? And if you can, get some help so that can happen, or get one of those little lapel mics so that you can actually be heard, because a part of learning is being able to hear what the teacher is teaching, right? Make sure that when you're videoing the goat and you're looking at the goat's eyes, you're zooming in, all of the things that is going to enhance that person's experience when they're watching this free thing that you're giving them. And they are going to be so grateful that you show them this stuff, because nobody on YouTube so far has, right? That you're going to leave an imprint in their brain. And now you have moved to top of mind when it comes to Goat Expert. So whenever you have anything Goat Expert related that they need, they're going to think of you first before anybody else. When they're ready to buy, and just so you know, a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. If they don't buy from you, they're going to buy it from someone else. So the whole function of marketing, of you creating a space where people can get to know, like, and trust you, is so that when that buyer is ready to buy, they're going to buy it from you. And so you can't be afraid of creating free, high-value content for fear of, well, I could sell this for $27.99, or I could sell this for $97. Yeah, you probably could. And exactly, and to be honest with you, when you're creating free content, you need to create content like you would sell it. Make it as valuable as you would normally make it if you were gonna sell it, right? And then you give it away. And what happens is your database begins to grow. Remember, a business without a database is not a business. So the cost to acquire a customer, your customer acquisition cost in business, is one of the most important numbers you should know. So if you're so fixated on what you're losing by not charging for this free training, then you're focused on the wrong thing. You're not thinking in terms of being a business owner, because every business owner knows that there is a cost associated with acquiring a customer, with getting that person to come into the funnel, nurturing that person, and bringing them down through the funnel to where they become a customer, right? So if I was into goats, that's what I would do as far as a lead magnet. If I was into chickens, I would do something similar. I would probably say, hey, look, this is what I would do to get my chickens initially. I may go to Tractor Supply, tell them what to look out for, and give them some intellectual property that they can't get just by doing a Google search. The hands-on intellectual property, the expertise, the experience. I may walk through and show them what feeders are better than others. Or if that's already being covered on YouTube, I won't do my free content on that. I will figure out what's going on YouTube first. What are people talking about? Where is the hole? Where is the gap? And then I would create my content around that. I'm going to go down that rabbit hole so that my free lead magnet is extremely valuable. So in the chicken space, there is a lot of content out there already on that. So I may go into, some fermenting of some feed. There's some content out there on that. Growing your own chicken feed. I may do some detailed on, maybe some microgreens. There's so many different things that you can think of that you can supplement what's already out there on YouTube, because you need to do that research, do that recon. What are they already out there able to find? What is not being talked about? What do people need to know? That's what you create your free lead magnet about. If I was a soap maker, I would do the same thing, right? In the form of, I probably would do more about where to find some of the ingredients, how to source the ingredients, what to look for, what not to look for. When it comes to that soap calculator, oh my gosh, it's so hard to understand. I probably would do a free video explaining that calculator. When I started making soap, I tried to find a couple of videos explaining what it was. I ended up having to read, and most people aren't going to want to read. So if you're making soap and you're trying to help people who are about to begin their journey in making soap, and that soap calculator is complicated to understand, especially when you're changing out your water and your milk and whatever you're using as your base, then make a video about that. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you can do to fill the gap on what's not being talked about on YouTube, make that into your lead magnet. Use video. Short, sweet, to the point, 3-5 minute. Even if you have to do multiple of them, do that versus a big long video, okay? Put that into a Google folder on your Google Drive. Everybody's got a Gmail email, or at least they should, right? Put that into a Google folder, get your stand.store up, and then provide that link after they've given you their name and their email. And that's what I would do if I wanted to start building my database. Those are some ideas of some free lead magnets. All of it's based on video, doing the recon, seeing what's already being talked about, go deeper in your videos, short, sweet, to the point, put them in your Google Drive, and watch your database grow. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.